Oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you are one of my favorite people.
You're one of my favorite people.
Like just in general. I mean, like obviously you're my go-to person when I'm stuck on something for my business. Like when I'm stuck on Instagram stuff, I'm like, oh, where's Kimberly? Where's the YouTube video on this? Like I know there's something here that Kimberly can help me with. But like your heart and the way you show up in life, like there's just no one like you.
Oh,
so thank you. I wanted to just thank you before we get started.
Yes, thank you. I adore you. You know that.
I do know that. And it's kind of like one of those things where you're going through life and you're building your business. And for those of you who are on my personal page are like, what is this? I help coaches, online coaches build out their businesses. And Kimberly and I have linked arms many, many different times to really rise up our communities together. She has a huge community. So most of you who are in my community, you already know Kimberly. She's a reoccurring guest inside of our community. And I know she's helped you in many ways. She's going to help you again today, scale and grow and give you more tips because I have my questions here that I'm going to ask. But for those of you who have never met Kimberly before, or even just getting to know me, we are building and scaling multi-7-figure businesses. I mean, Kimberly's on to 6 million now, and we're not just doing this for pretend. This is a real business.
Right.
Totally. This is a real business. And so actually today, Kimberly, I want to get started right away and speaking to those just really quickly who have thought about this. And you'll know you've thought about this if you feel like you have a calling or a purpose on your life that you haven't done anything with it yet. If you have that, you probably need Kimberly in your life. Because the magic of you, Kimberly, is you can look at somebody and say, okay, what gets you going? Like what makes you tick? And you can make and create a 7-figure business out of it just like that. So if there was somebody watching right now who was like, man, I've been watching Tara, I've been watching Kimberly, I've been watching, there's a number of women that they may have been watching, but they're still sitting back. What would be the one thing that you would say, like this one thing is going to get you started?
Yeah, well, just start, right? Everyone says that, but I would just think about, instead of focusing on making the money, just focus on adding value and starting to build your own audience. So just ask yourself, like, if today Tara was like, okay, you got 3 hours on stage, you get to talk about whatever you want. You're not trying to make money off of people. Okay. That's the mistake everyone makes, but you just generally want to give and you want to serve. And, you could be a mom that's been homeschooling for 5 years and you're just like, I've got some stuff to share, whatever it is. What would you just pour into others with and start with that? And if you start serving and showing up, they will absolutely be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. Like that's literally your launching plan for starting any business. 100%.
I still don't know what you sell.
I love it.
I should probably ask you one day. But you know what? I think that's what's so fun is that I've fallen completely in love with you. We've made money together and I still don't even know what you sell. And for those of you who, especially for those of you in the Smart Woman group right now, or maybe you're streaming live on YouTube, but if you're on my personal page right now and you're one of those moms that messages me and you're like, hey, like, do you have these essential oils? Or, hey, I lost 20 pounds. Like maybe you would like to try this powder or whatever it is. What you're up to is a huge game. You're running a business. And what I love so much about Kimberly is that she shows you really easy ways to take your product, whether you're a coach or you're running a multi-level marketing company, or maybe you're selling stuff on Etsy, or you want to start a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you have a product. Yeah. And so Kimberly, I was thinking, for the multi-level marketing moms out there that may be on my personal page, you know who you are. And they've made some money, and they've tasted the benefits and the rewards of really these cool vehicles and multi-level marketing companies. Mm-hmm. What would you say are the top 3 things that you see are not working in these moms and these mompreneurs or even these women's lives when they're online and trying to really make their business scale?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question. So I say this is so 2019, but like people are still being taught to spam and message you, hey, Tara, have you tried my potion, my lotion, my protein powder? And we can never, ever lead that way. We have to have an exchange of conversation, get to know each other, build up know, like, and trust factor. You wouldn't, like, if someone if you were in town and you had a clothing boutique, you wouldn't walk up to the grocery store lady and be like, hey, you want to buy my clothes? Like, you just wouldn't do that. So it's like weird that we do that in Messenger, but people are being taught that. So that's absolutely a thing of the past. Nobody wants those messages and they just don't work. The second thing I would say is you are trying to sell a product instead of yourself. There are millions of people who sell what you have. Tara and I, we're both in the coaching space. There's a lot of coaches out there. So why us? Why are women attracted to us? Why are they drawn to us? Because we have built up our own personal brands. We have shown who we are. We are vulnerable. We are authentic. We are genuine. We share our lives. I see your family all the time. Like, I know what's going on in Tara's life. So instead of trying to lead with your product, lead with yourself. And a lot of times people don't do that because they don't see the value in themselves. They don't think they're good enough. They don't think they're worthy. So if you find yourself kind of defaulting to, posting and praying like flash sale or whatever, just pretend I'm there virtually tasing you with love, because again, ask yourself, does it work? Right. But also that's going to lead to a deeper conversation of, why are you leading with the product? Why are you sending those messages? Why are you not good enough? Like, I literally have people who reach out to me and they're like, I don't even know what you sell, but you're really happy and fun. Like, can you help me? Like, I want to buy from you. And I'm like, that's crazy. But that's absolutely what can happen to you when you start shifting the energy around how you're sharing your business. And the third thing I would say for sure, 100%, is to put some freaking posture on your social profiles. I mean, I want you showing up like a boss. Like, look at Tara. Like, you see her, every picture you have, I'm just like, can I be you? Like, how do I be you? So like, why are we drawn to Tara? Because she has posture. She has confidence. She's showing up. And I'll never forget the first time I met you. I don't know if it was your first one, but you were doing a virtual summit. It could have been your first one. I had no clue. I was like, this woman is incredible. Like, I need to be her best friend. Why? Because you showed up with posture. Like, everyone knew, if you go to your profile, this is a boss, she's showing up, she's going to teach you how to be successful. Why are you all not doing that? Like, why not? Right? Like, that's God's glory. Like, let's just like lift him up through what we're doing. It's not being vain or anything like that. It's just putting our best foot forward and shining our light. People love that. They will be so drawn to you 100%.
People do love that. And as you're saying that, I thank you for saying that. And because taking up space, what I'm hearing you say is take up the space, like be the authority, like if you like rock what what is it? Shake what your mama gave you or like whatever. Right. And please, I just did a rant and I never rant about TikTok. I only actually just got on TikTok for a quick second yesterday and got scrolling. Oh my gosh, I was absolutely devastated, but that's a whole nother topic. I was just like, why are all these little girls shaking? Like, stop shaking. So anyhow. But I really want to bring this up because I've heard my entire life, wow, Tara, like you're so brave, you're so bold, you're so courageous. And I've got to say this is that nothing inside of me has ever felt confident. I mean, up until now. Now I'm actually at a point in my life after 4 years of immersive, intensive, invasive personal development that I finally feel confident.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is. And I think what is important to remember that faking it until you make it is important because you're always going to have fear. And so my question around this would be, how do you fake it until you make it? Is that really a thing? Can you fake it until you make it? What's been your experience with that? And how do you do it?
Oh, I love that. That's great. And you could listen to a podcast tomorrow and they could say the exact opposite of what I'm going to say. Just remember, go with your gut, go with what's aligning energetically. Whoever you're learning from, ask yourself, do you want their life? Are they a stand-up person? Are they somebody that you want to emulate? So I've heard people like this fake it till you make it, but it's real. So when I started teaching social media, I was very honest, but I would say, you guys, last week I started a Facebook group and it was great. And it's working for me. Want me to teach you how? And I was telling people I was just learning this stuff, but I was implementing so fast that people really liked that I was honest, that I was just learning it. So I wasn't trying to pretend I'm the social media expert, right? Mm-hmm. However, if you're going to call yourself a coach, when you first become a coach, you may not have coached anyone. Like a teacher, her first day, she learned some stuff in college, but like she wasn't a teacher yet. She had that first day standing up in front of those kids saying, I'm a teacher. So it's the same thing with us. Like as a coach, that first client you have, you're just kind of like, I can't believe this person's trusting me and paying me money. But you have to trust that whatever gap needs to be filled, God will fill it in. And I know I'm talking a lot about God, but like this is my whole life. My whole business plan is like trust, trust, trust. So he will fill in the gaps. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know the how, the intention behind it, trust the process, have the faith. And like you said, accept fear as your guidance system. It means you're growing. You're definitely going in the right direction. If you feel fear, I feel fearful every single day because I'm not messing around, man. I've got huge things I want to do in my life, and that's going to require me to step up every day. That's going to create some fear because of the unknown. So fear is not a bad thing, but yeah, you do have to fake it till you make it, meaning that next step we take is a step we've never taken before. Mm-hmm. So you are faking it, pretending you know how to take the step. You don't know how to take the step, right? That's the first step.
And it's the very thing. And I love that you said that there's always that opposing thing, because there is a conversation out there that's like, no, don't fake it till you make it, like become an expert, whatever. But really, no matter what level you get to, you've never been there before. So if you don't fake it, and you don't even have to say fake it, you can just say, if you don't trust it, trust that you are equipped, that you are qualified to be where you're at, and lean into it. Things like overwhelm and fear of rejection and fear of judgment, and then isolation and, oh, I don't know how. And all of these lies that you tell yourself, that the enemy tells you, can sink in. And so I love that. Thank you for saying that. And one thing that I'm thinking about right now, as we're talking, I get to see you in a couple of months.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I can't wait to see you.
Yes, I know. And and the reason why this popped up is because I just did an auction. I did for 20 minutes. I was allowed to come up onto the stage and auction at our kids' school.
How cool.
It was really cool. It was really cool. I tried to let me be the auctioneer. And they're like, we use this guy like all the time for the last 4 years. I'm like, I'm sure he's great. And I promise you I'm better. Girl, I said that. And that's the confidence that you got to have. Now, I've raised over $2 million for charities at this point. I've done over 1,000 auctions. Like, I have that confidence. But the reason why I say this is because I got to auction for 20 minutes because he asked me. He said, would you like to auction off we donated a day charter on our yacht.
Okay.
Would you like to auction off your yacht? And I was like, I would love to. And he looked at me because I had so much confidence. And he was like, are you an auctioneer? I'm like, yeah. He's like, a real one? I'm like, a real one. Let's go. He thought he was going to get $4,500 for a day charter. In Miami, they go for $18,000 on a yacht like ours. A day for 8 hours. I got 50 grand.
You swear?
I swear, in 20 minutes. Now, I share that with you because I was saying to Phil afterwards, I'm like, I need to get on stages more. I need to be raising money. And this just reminded me, I'm going to be emceeing in Nashville with you at your huge event.
Yes. And it's not just being on stage. It's 2 days and you're emceeing the whole freaking thing. Like I can't even think, I like literally prayed, oh my God, this is such an important role. This is my first in-person conference. It's all women. Like, we need this so badly right now. And he was like, Tara, it's Tara. And I was telling you, and you're like, oh, I could do that in my sleep. Like, yeah, put me in wherever you need me. So you're going to be emceeing the conference, and we are going to raise money for Elephant Sisters at the end of the first day. So
that's
action. You can help us. And Elephant Sisters is to support women in our communities and their families. You know, we don't want any woman to put her dream on the shelf because she can't pay a utility bill or a medical bill, right? Like, we've all been there where we're like, oh, that thing. And then we just put the dream on no, us women, us moms, we got to rise up. Like, this is our opportunity to change history. We don't want anyone being held back by those things that come up in life. So that's the intention behind it. But our conference, Like a Gold Digger, is going to be September 17th and 18th. So if any of you watching want to, get connected, just put conference in the comments and I'll make sure my team comes in and sweeps through all the places you're streaming this. But you're going to be there. And can you share like what you've gained by coming to in-person experiences?
Yeah. I was actually just thinking, as you said, the word community, and I feel like it's such a watered down word now. Just, get into community or come to my live Facebook community or this community. But my experience of community is actually what I've witnessed is life-saving for many women, soul saving, because sometimes you really need to uproot your plant, you as a plant, and plant yourself in a new environment. Maybe, maybe you're an orchid living in a desert. You are not going to survive. And it really is your responsibility, my responsibility, to make sure that my environment is sustainable for the type of plant that I am. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I am an orchid. Like, I need like a beautiful jungle. And that means that I need to be nurtured and be, loved and seen and heard, and around women like you. Because if I was around women who I used to think I deserved being around, catty, dramatic, just these, and everybody has a time in a life for this type of a woman in your life. And maybe you've even been that kind of woman. I know I have, but if you're ready to grow, being in community with women like me and Kimberly and the amazing lineup of speakers, like, it's going to blow your mind. We're going to put the link below of where you can they get tickets?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Our platinum package just sold out. So we have gold and silver left. And they're fabulous packages. And you can meet me, you can meet Tara. Like, it's going to be epic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Would you come? Okay. We're going to drop the link. Yeah. Come to Nashville, hang out. I'm going to be there. I'll probably actually be there for 3 days. But Kimberly, I want to can we talk about the event for a sec?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So, because I've been to a lot of events, and every single 2-day event or even 4-day event that I go to has always been worth it. I've always been afraid to go. I've always wanted to back out, and nothing about me was like, yeah, I'm going. So, what would you say right now to the woman who is like, oh my gosh, being around Kimberly and Tara would be amazing. Mm-hmm. I don't belong. What does that look like? What's going to happen? I'm nervous.
Yeah, for sure. And, if anything that's happened the last 2.5 years is that people have become more isolated. And if you felt triggered by this conversation where we started talking about going in person and you were like, no, that's a clue. That's a clue that that's actually what you need to lean into and run after. Because, if we stay where we are and we're wearing our yoga pants from 3 weeks ago, like that's not the environment you want to be in. Right. But the thing is if you start to look at those kind of expenses as an investment, and that you're worth it, just like you'd pay for college for your kids. Why do we not flinch when it comes to that? But when it comes to ourselves of investing in coaching or coming to a conference, why do we hesitate or say, oh gosh, I'd have to get someone to take care of the kids or whatever comes up for you? It's all figure outable. Like, if you just claim, you say, universe, I'm going to be there. I'm going to meet these women. I'm going to be around others. Oh, and you know what we're doing with everyone who gets a ticket? We are doing a social media marketing expert certification. Wow. Included with it. So it'll be 12 weeks beforehand. You'll see me every other week for 12 weeks with things that you'll be working on. And then 2 days in person. At the end, you'll get your certificate of completion, but you can't just check the boxes. I'm going to validate that you actually did what I'm teaching you.
You're giving that away with tickets? That
comes with every single ticket. Yeah. We just unveiled that yesterday. That's why I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. That is so generous. That's one of your highest ticket things.
Yeah. It's included with every ticket level. Yep. So that can also justify you going, right? You'll get a real certification at that, and you can use it on social. That's going to build your confidence. It's going to up your whole online business for sure.
And then over the 2 days, if they're going to leave with 3 things, what will it be?
It's going to be all about marketing. So if you're just like, okay, reels, or like what's working today, like how are people actually getting business? It's going to be mindset, obviously, but there are things that we have to address and work through, self-sabotage and whatnot. And then making money online, like people like Tara, we have 7-figure earners, 6, 7, 8-figure earners that will be there. Who better to learn from that are crushing in our industry in the trenches. So yeah, you're going to learn marketing, mindset, and making money online.
Mindset is so important right now. Mm-hmm. And I know it's like every single marketing coach that you talk to is like, you can't monetize mindset. If you just came to this event for the mindset, for the way that Kimberly's going to look at you, for the way that I'm going to look at you and say, girl, tell me what's on your heart, what's on your mind. And you're going to get around other women who are doing the same things you're doing, being the same ways that you're being, hustling the way that you hustle. you know, I can't wait to be in that room. Like I have goosebumps right now. I'm so excited. And on top of that, the hotel, I Googled it.
It's off the charts. It's the biggest, it's the largest hotel in the United States, top 30 in the world outside of casinos. We went and I brought the kids and Scott. There's a huge water park indoor. There's arcades. I mean, it's unbelievable. And we got this killer room block rate. But people are bringing their families. They're getting their husbands to sit down next to them to get this. Like this, literally every person who comes will walk away with their life completely changed.
Do you know Phil comes to every single one of those 2-day events with me now?
He does?
And he sits in and he loves it. He eats it up. He listens to every single speaker. He takes notes. He takes notes. Like,
yeah.
Totally. Like he's cool. All in. And I think it's so important that we bring our spouses along with us.
Yeah. I do too. Cause then they can see what we're trying to do here, right? How are they supposed to get it if you don't let them in?
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, I'm just going to buy this other program. And they're like, no more programs.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. And I feel so confident streaming you all over the place, Kimberly, because you're the real deal. Oh. I would recommend you to anyone. If you're just getting started, if you've already made 6 figures and you want to scale to 7 in the next 6 months, it's totally doable. It's totally possible. One of the things, and we'll land on this, Kimberly, that I love about you is that you always bring it back to all you need is 1 ounce of belief. And if you just believed this much and let me do the rest, you've got this.
Yeah. And sometimes, your belief's going to waver. And that's why having us to put our arms around you and say, you've got this. Like, you can't do this alone, you guys. And if you've been trying to, let Tara, let us walk alongside you, because it really takes a village to raise an entrepreneur.
It really does. Oh, maybe it really does. It really does. So maybe this is your official invite. We'll drop the link below for you to join us in Nashville on September 16th and 17th. Why not? Let's do it.
Good. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Anything else that I didn't ask you, Kimberly, that you would like me to ask you?
This is fantastic. I love
or that not even that you would like me to ask. Did I miss anything important that's in your brain right now that you want to share?
No, it was on point, Tara. Well done.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for joining. Follow Kimberly on Instagram, the goal, not gold, but goal digger. Bye.